Everybody hates cyclists, but why? Look, you can lead a horse to water, but if the horse is not thirsty, you can't make it drink. And you can put in as many bike lanes as you like, but unless you make it more attractive to cycle than to drive a car, nobody will use them, not even the actual cyclists. Why aren't people angry about this? Are you sure we're okay to film here? I'm not sure myself, but anyway, come on, let's get on with it. Hi, I'm Angus, and you may well know me from such features as How to Live with a Climate Activist and the essential book review of How Bad Are Bananas. Can you hear that? Anyway, today, here I am in our local grove with my bicycle and a kilt to talk to you about why motorists really seem to hate cyclists and what we can do to change that. What's going on now? It would have been poetic. It would have been fine, poetic even, if they'd been cyclists. Do you mind? We're trying to film over here. Sod off! Okay, so I think it's a good time. I think it's a good time now to go over to the studio with Angus. Everybody knows that cars are bad for the planet, even electric ones. Everybody knows this. But still we, and when I say we, I mean you, or to be more specific, the average car owner in the developed world, will get into your cars with an average of 1.5 people crammed into the 5 or so available seats, travelling an average of a massive 8.4 miles each journey. And with 25% of those trips being 1 mile or less and 71% being less than 5 miles. Honestly, 25% of car journeys, 1 mile or less. Even without congestion, by the time you've walked out to your car, started it, found a parking spot and walked to your destination, it probably would have been quicker to ride a bike or even walk less than 1 mile. Less than 1 mile. What is wrong with us? Driving your car is destroying the planet. And for 25% of your journeys, it can honestly be the most inefficient method of getting from A to B. It is also expensive, and quite rightly so, getting more so. It's lazy, it's selfish, it's destroying the planet through CO2 emissions, it's destroying your health, the health of your neighbours, our oceans, rivers and water systems through pollution from emissions, exhaust and rubber for you holier-than-thou electric car drivers. And it is dangerous. And here is a stat for any SUV drivers who have bought an SUV because they are safer. Safer for whom? As the driver, you are 11% more likely to die in a crash in an SUV compared to a standard car, and twice as likely to kill a pedestrian compared to driving a standard car. You have been sold a lie. So, cars are shit on just about every level. We know this, but for many people, where you live, your urban planning, your roads, proximity to shops, schools, hospitals and railway stations, and proximity and frequency of buses, and let's not forget peer pressure, make cars seem essential in the developed world. They are not. So how do we change that? Does it start with gas or petrol prices doubling in 6 months? Does it start with people caring about destroying our life support system? Does it start with people not wanting to poison their lungs and the lungs of their children and polluting their own water systems? Does it start with people wanting to be fitter, happier, healthier? Does it start with convincing people that we would all be safer if we didn't drive? Does it start with climate activists letting down your tyres? Does it start with you watching this video? I doubt it. You would think most of these arguments, even on their own, would be quite compelling. But no, a car driver would rather complain about cyclists than be one. A car driver would rather complain about a pedestrian than be one. A car driver would rather complain about bus passengers than be one. Hell, a car driver would rather complain about train passengers than be one. So what is the answer? How do we get these lazy fucks out of their cars? This has to be driven by national and local government. And there are cities all over the world who have had enormous success with this, like Amsterdam, Paris, Copenhagen, Munster, Bogota, Helsinki, Vienna, Oslo, Antwerp, or Beijing. Or is that just a myth built around that song? But anyway, but these take time to implement. And of course, the first thing people do when you put in a cycle lane is to complain about it. And the next thing they do is to park in it. They will then complain that nobody is using the cycle lane that they are parked in, and use that as the rationale not to have them. But in the meantime, and understand, every bike on the road is one less car on the road. Okay, let me rephrase that for the inevitable arsehole comment. Every 3 bikes on the road is 2 less cars on the road. And it is obvious, even to the inevitable arsehole, that bikes, full buses and walkers take up a lot less room than cars. Oh, and did I mention safety, fitness, pollution and climate breakdown? Bikes are currently a lot less safer than cars as a means of travel, but this is mainly because of actual cars rather than bikes. Terms and conditions of travel do apply, so please check your local cycle lane for details. Please cycle responsibly. And then there is the I'm stuck in traffic because they've closed one of the lanes and turned it into a cycle lane and nobody is using it. This is the sick element of the carrot and the stick argument, that our superior human intellect needs to make sense of the carrots are good for me, why don't I just eat one anyway conundrum, or indeed the thirst that will make the horse drink the water. So, if I was on a bike and in that lane, I would have reached my destination by now. In terms of congestion, a road can comfortably carry 7 times more people by bicycle than by car, and around 10 times more people by foot or bus than by car. So, how long will it take for car drivers to walk, cycle or get a bus instead of driving 1 mile to drop off their kids at school, pick up the daily paper, buy a loaf of bread, get a haircut or visit a friend? So how long will that take? That will be when you, and I probably do mean you, yes, you sitting right there, that will be when you have that light bulb moment. That light bulb moment driven either by the many advantages of ditching the car or the growing disadvantages of owning one. Thank you for watching, but the truth is that we have built our lives around the car. Everything from out of town shopping to driving to our place of work. Our new future needs to rethink this so that we live either closer to where we work or on a public transport route. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have not done so already, please do take a moment to subscribe to my channel. It costs nothing. Nothing. Driving your kids to school could be costing the earth, but subscribing to my channel costs nothing. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do show me some love by getting out your Cupid's arrow and shooting the like button. And please also take a moment to share this video. You can share on any of these social media platforms, because I'm trying to help the planet rather than show you kittens doing cute things. YouTube thinks of me as some sort of subversive, so I don't do very well on our algorithms. So doing any or all of these things really does help me reach a wider audience and hopefully affect positive change. But today, here I am in my local grove with my bicycle and a kilt like the King of Scots or a Renaissance man in a cake shop, to talk to you about why motorists really seem to hate cyclists and what we can do about it. If you've enjoyed this video, you may actually enjoy this one, or even this one. That's all very well, but I don't think you answered the question. I think I did. I don't know why I'm wearing a kilt. My name is Angus.